Oh hey, it's Cody Ray. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cody Ray here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about my belly button piercing experience. So if you want to know how I reacted to it, keep on watching. I want to start off and say that a belly button piercing hasn't always been like a priority to me. It was something that I was looking into for a year, and it didn't scare me, but it did kind of hold back my decision on getting the piercing, just because it takes 6 to 12 months to like completely heal. That's a long time. Just reading about it, the long healing process, the videos that I've watched about like pros and cons and other people's experiences and all that stuff. When I went to go get the piercing, I actually just went on the fly with it. I kind of just went for it just because, you know, I looked into it for a whole year and I was like, you know what, it's not gonna happen unless I just get up and do it. So I've had the piercing for a week now. It's not even halfway through the whole healing process. On a Sunday afternoon, I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I didn't ask Kenton just because I just didn't think he would want to come with me, so I didn't even ask him. So I texted a couple of my girlfriends. A couple of them were busy working, or they had family functions to go to. But I had one of my girlfriends come with me just because she's always down for anything. So thank you, Amber, if you're watching this. Thank you for coming with me. It's weird because, you know, not many tattoo or piercing shops are open on Sundays, and I had called the piercing shop and I was like, hey, do I have to make an appointment? And the lady said, no, you could just walk in. I was like, cool. To be honest, we were in and out of the shop within 10 minutes. Not even like exaggerating, like 10 minutes or a little bit less, like 7 minutes. It was not a long process at all, which really surprised me. When we walk into the shop, a lady walked up to the counter, was like, hi, how can I help you? And I was like, hi. I was like, I'm wanting a belly button piercing. And she's like, all right. And I've looked at other locations and their prices. I kind of just went to this shop just because I hear a lot about it from my coworkers. So I was like, okay, I'll go there. I've seen that prices fluctuate from like $40 to $65. Yeah, the lady charges me, I mean, the price wasn't too bad. It was, with tip, was $45, so that's not bad at all. I thought it was gonna be at least like 50 or 60. She asks me what color do I want, and I'm looking, and after like thinking about getting this and what kind of ring I want, or at least the color, I originally wanted my birthstone emerald, but unfortunately they didn't have that. They had a lighter green. I kind of went with green too, just because, well, for one, it was originally supposed to be my birthstone, which is emerald, which is a shade of green, and then two, my girlfriend that came with me, her favorite color is green, so in memory of her, I got green. And we went to the back of the shop and she kind of marked my belly button just to, like, you know, see where she's gonna puncture me with the needle or whatever. And then she asks me to lay down. As the piercer is prepping everything, the tools, she's, sanitizing the belly button ring that I picked out. She's getting all that ready, and my girlfriend's taking videos and photos of me because one of my other girlfriends was like, oh, make sure Amber gets photos of you. I was like, oh, okay. And you could just, like, one of the photos, I'll like post the photos and video on here. The video's not too graphic, but you know, you see me smiling and I'm like kind of nervous, but I'm like, oh my god, like, this is freaking happening. Like, I paid for it, we're in the bag, she's getting everything ready, I'm like marked up, like, it's happening. So she tells me to lay down on the table. I was like, all right. And To be honest, I was on a scale of 1 to 10 of being nervous. I was probably like a 5. Like, I wasn't shaking. I was more excited than nervous. So that's kind of weird. She does a little poke in me, and you know, pain wasn't that bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, the pain was probably like a 2 for me. Like, it wasn't bad. I'm only giving it a 2 because I feel like a 1's gonna make me seem too cocky and whatever. But you know, people have different pain tolerance, and I guess with that, it didn't hurt me at all. The one part that did hurt during the process was when the piercer had put the ring through after the needle going through my body. That part kind of hurt because I guess the ring has to like kind of like wiggle its way in as she's trying to like push it in a little bit. That was the only part that like hurt a little bit. Other than that, it wasn't too bad. I'm actually surprised. The one weird part about this whole process, this piercing process and all that, was after the piercing was done. So I watched a lot of videos. I've looked into it. I watched videos from professional piercers, and they were saying in the videos like what to look for in a shop and what to look for in a piercer, and talk about the aftercare once you get the piercing. You know, I'm thinking like, okay, this is a piercing shop. You would think they would have some like aftercare products after shop that you could just purchase there. At least that's what my thing was. And nope, this location did not have anything like that. The only thing was given to me was instructions on how to care for my piercing, and this little, like, you know those sauce containers? This little sauce container that had sea salt in it. She told me to mix it in with like 12 to 16 ounces of water and shake it all up, spray it on my piercing, whatever. And I just felt so empty walking out the shop because I'm like, okay, I got this piercing on my body, and then I got this pamphlet and this little sauce container of sea salt. Like, that's all I walked out with, and I was just like very weirded out. I was like, should I have not trusted this location? You know, since I did all that looking into research, I did purchase a sea salt spray that's supposed to help my piercing heal a little bit better. So that was my only, I guess, downfall of my experience. But my girlfriend did reassure me that, you know, like, every shop does things differently. Or actually, maybe Kenton told me that. I think Kenton told me that. Kenton's like, you know, different shops do things differently, so da da da. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. After we left the shop, my girlfriend needed to go to Walmart, so we went to Walmart, whatever. Got whatever I needed, got whatever she needed. I dropped her back home, and then I got home, and I lift my shirt up, and I guess I forgot, like, after piercing, you would probably bleed. I lift my shirt up, and I'm bleeding, and I'm like, oh, I forget that would usually happen when, you know, a needle goes through your body. I cleaned it up, and I'm so thankful it didn't bleed so much because I was wearing my favorite Disney shirt, and I'm like looking at my shirt to see if there was blood stains. There was nothing. Surprisingly, there was no stain. I got this piercing on a Sunday. If you watch my previous videos, you guys know that I'm a toddler teacher. So I had to go back to work on Monday. I'm so smart. Yeah, I went to work on a Monday, and you know, the piercing's fairly new, and it's just hurting and it's healing, and I was like freaking out because I know the day after, like, I had potties, I had to do diapers, and I'm like, how am I supposed to lift these kids? I can't lift them the way that I usually do anymore. Like, what am I gonna do? So like every time I lift up a kid, I would like hold them like this because I'm like, please don't kick me, please don't kick my belly. Or like, they kind of made me nervous because when you read books, they want to sit on your lap, they want to like lean on your lap, and I felt so bad because my kids would like lean on my lap, and I would like flinch a little bit because, you know, I have this belly button piercing and they're not aware of it. So I'm like flinching, and I'm telling them like, oh, Cody needs some space, Cody has an owie. I mean, granted, I'm so glad they didn't ask me like where was my owie or anything because obviously I'm not gonna show them. It still makes me nervous when Zebo's around me or when Kenton wants to hug me because it hurts. Like, I can't really put pressure on it. Granted, as of right now, it's not as tender as it was like after day 1. It still hurts a little bit if I put some pressure on it, and I'm hoping this is going to be a fast healing, I don't know, recovery, because I am dreading the next 6 to 12 months. A couple days passed and I told my mom. And I was like, hey mom, like, guess what? She's like, what? I was like, I got a belly button piercing. And she's like, that was her face. And she goes, why? And honestly, this is what I told her. Well, I thought I would get it now before I turned 30. When I gave my mom that response, she was like, okay. Like, my mom got it. By the time I'm 30, I'm not gonna want this. That's honestly the only reason why. Well, maybe a couple reasons, but you know, I'd rather get it now than when I'm 30, and it was just something I was looking into, so I think it was just time for me to get it. And yeah, that's pretty much my whole belly button experience. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and smash that like button down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.